Hey guys, and welcome to this kaiju-sized episode of Review Flicks. In this episode, guys, we're going to be checking out Godzilla Minus One. It is now released in the US, and it has come out to an amazing CinemaScore, an amazing Rotten Tomatoes score, guys, and we're going to be checking out all the praise for this movie in this episode. So, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, stay up to date with all the kaiju news we have going on around here, and with that down, let's jump into this Godzilla news. So guys, the breakdown for this episode, we're going to have a bit of a read of this article, talking about all the praise and admiration for this masterpiece of a movie, guys. Then we're going to pop over to Rotten Tomatoes, we're going to read some of the critic reviews and some of the audience reviews, guys. So, let's get to it. Godzilla Minus One gets an A CinemaScore, crushes Rotten Tomatoes. So the King of Monsters is back, and it's good to be king. Absolutely, guys, I love that phrase. It sums it up in one sentence. The King of Monsters is back, and it's good to be king. Guys, this Godzilla movie has come out to critical acclaim. It seems like there's no negative words surrounding this movie whatsoever. And it's a fantastic story that the VFX artist who worked on Shin Godzilla became the director of this movie, and he's knocked it out of the park, guys. People are calling it a masterpiece. People are absolutely loving it, saying it's potentially the best Godzilla film ever made, even better than the original that came out in the 50s. I know that's a tall order, guys, and that's big words, but by the looks of it, this movie kind of lives up to those words. I'm in the UK here, guys. I have to wait until the 15th of December, and this is absolutely killing me that people are watching this movie, that the reviews are coming out, people are talking about it, and the fact that I still have to wait another 2 weeks nearly in order to see this film here in the UK. It's kind of killing me, guys, but anyway, let's jump into this article, guys, and let's read some of the praise and some of the things that people are saying about this movie now it's been released in the US. So, the new Japanese Godzilla Minus One movie is now out in the United States, and fans absolutely love it. Pay attention, Hollywood. Yeah, guys, so just as a side note, obviously it's kind of funny and comical, isn't it? You know, this movie comes out, and it's on a 15, I believe it's $15 or $20 million budget. Either way, guys, that's ridiculously small for a Hollywood movie of this magnitude with this kind of kaiju character. And when you contrast it to, you know, Marvel films that cost $200-300 million, and they're struggling at the box office, they're not making any money, and then this movie comes out, $20 million budget. I'm just going to say $20 million just for ease of you, just for sake, guys. 20 million budget. Knocks it out of the park, critically acclaimed, everybody loves it. And yeah, Marvel, who spends $200-300 million on a movie, and they get bad reviews, and they get bad box office results, and it's just a contrast between, you know, what Hollywood is doing wrong. They need to focus on, you know, what this Godzilla Minus One movie is doing. Make a fantastic movie with a fantastic premise, a great human element, a great tragic story. The CGI is incredible, and the budget is ridiculously small, and it's going to go on to make tons of money, I would imagine, guys. But anyway, with that aside, guys, let's get back to the article. So, Godzilla Minus One has scored an A CinemaScore, and the flick is crushing it on Rotten Tomatoes from both critics and fans. So, the CinemaScore is the best reception ever in a Godzilla non-English franchise, and is now on par with Godzilla vs. Kong's A CinemaScore. So, it's also better than both the 2014 Godzilla and Godzilla King of Monsters, which sits at a B+. And we have a Twitter post here, guys. So, audiences has spoken. Number one, Godzilla Minus One mesmerizes audience, receiving strong, rare, for non-English language films, a CinemaScore from moviegoers. Best reception ever in Godzilla franchise history, on par with Godzilla vs. Kong and Japanese films in general. Guys, I mean, it's just the praise and the hype just keeps coming for this movie. The fact that, you know, it's got the best score ever for a non-English Godzilla movie. It's just incredible, guys. And the more I'm talking about it now, the more it's slowly killing me. Because like I said, I still have to wait another 2 weeks, roughly, in order to see this film. And it's not fair. It's not fair. And I'm going to throw a sulk about it. But yeah, guys, it's just incredible, guys. It's doing so well, and the production crew who worked on this movie, and the director, the studio, Toho, everybody involved, they must be popping bottles of champagne. They must be having, you know, parties, rooftop parties. They must be celebrating, guys, the fact that this movie has done this well and had, you know, this amount of acclaim surrounding it. And, you know, I congratulate them for making such a great movie. Obviously, I haven't seen it, guys, but based on everything, I'm going to say congratulations on the good movie anyway. So, regarding the Godzilla Minus One Rotten Tomatoes score, it has a 97% fresh score, and the audience score is at 98, which Best Godzilla and Kong's 76 and 91. Like I said, guys, we're going to go over to Rotten Tomatoes in just a minute. We're going to read the critic scores, the newest ones, and then we're going to read some of the audience scores as well, guys, because it's good to get a contrast between, you know, professional movie critics and the kind of everyday member of, you know, the cinema-going audience to see what they're saying as well. So the box office is also reported to open up around 11 million, maybe more if word of mouth gets out like it has been. 11 million though, guys, when this is made for a $20 million budget or $15 million budget, whichever one it is. The fact that it's come out and made $11 million, that's like half of its budget back in one go. Like, that's incredible, guys. That's what you want. If this movie goes on to make, you know, 100, 150 million plus, you know, that's a win all day, every day. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't sound like a lot compared to a Marvel movie, but, you know, this movie was made ridiculously cheap, and, you know, it doesn't have to make that much money to be profitable, which is good, guys, because we want more of these kaiju movies coming out in the near future. So, if you're on the fence, guys, make sure you go see it, make sure you go support it, show the studio that we want more of these movies. So obviously, Godzilla Minus One here, guys, the Rotten Tomatoes, but we're going to check that out in a minute, so I'm going to skip that for the second. So, everything you want from a monster movie, variety, get yourself tickets. Yeah, guys, so if you still haven't seen it, make sure you mark it on your calendar and go and see it on the biggest screen possible whenever you can. Obviously, we've got the Godzilla Minus One poster here, guys. It looks absolutely insane. We've got the scene where he's taking out the battleship, destroyer. It looks insane. I so need this poster, guys. I really do. I want to put it in a really nice frame, and I'd love to stick it up here in my studio right behind me. This is like an insane image, and it looks so good. Whoever's responsible for this image did a fantastic job. Needs a raise. Give them a raise all day long. Fantastic image, guys. Absolutely terrifying image, but it's so good. So let's have a look at this other poster as well, guys. Yeah, we've got this kind of like paint watercolors kind of poster. It's mostly kind of like gray and muted tones, and his atomic breath, obviously blue, and his spines are kind of illuminated blue as well, guys, so it pops out of the image. Looks fantastic. Another amazing poster that I would love to have. I just want this room just filled with Godzilla Minus One image, like posters. And I would love to get a statue as well, like a really cool Hot Toys of Godzilla Minus One. That would be amazing. So, guys, I'm just thinking whether we need to read any more or we should go straight over and read the reviews. Yeah, guys, so we'll just quickly look at this poster as well. Another one with kind of like watercolors, like accentuating the spines, looking kind of crazy. This kind of sunset, almost kind of like on fire. Yeah, not sunset. So we got the kind of town behind him, and it looks like it's on fire, like the orange glow. Atomic breath, is kind of mouth is glowing blue. Absolutely insane imagery for this movie, guys. The artists who work on this movie do a fantastic job. But anyway, guys, that's enough of me talking. So we're going to go over to Rotten Tomatoes. We're going to read some of the newest critic scores, and then we'll hop over and read some of the audience scores as well, guys, and see what some of you are saying who have actually seen the movie. And I'm sure it's going to be great, you know, great reviews, guys. So let's go over there now. So, guys, landing over here on the -1 Rotten Tomatoes page. So we have 97% critic score from 69 reviews, 98% audience score from 500 plus verified ratings. Yeah, guys, so obviously the audience score, you know, Rotten Tomatoes now verifies that people have actually seen the movies, guys. So you don't need to worry about people making up reviews. This is actually verified people that have actually been to see the movie. So, the critic consensus: with engaging human stories anchoring the action, Godzilla Minus One is one kaiju movie that remains truly compelling between the scenes of mass destruction. Yeah, guys, that's been the biggest complaint about, you know, the Monsterverse. You know, the on-screen action when kaijus are on screen during the Monsterverse is great, but it's that kind of gap of the human element between the kaiju action scenes where the Monsterverse feels that it gets let down sometimes. But it seems that this Godzilla Minus One movie has seemed to have the formula down to get, you know, the human element correct between the scenes of, you know, the kaiju on screen, which is great to hear, guys. Like I say, though, I know that Godzilla Minus One and the Monsterverse, they're two vastly different styles of Godzilla, but I just wanted to sort of share that for comparison, guys. But anyway, here's the reviews from the critics, guys. So we're going to read a few of them. We're not going to read all of them, guys. You can always hop on to Rotten Tomatoes yourself and read more of the reviews if you feel like it, guys. But let's read some of them together, and let's just see what some of them are saying. So, from IndieWire, we have: the film threads the needle of an epic intimacy by identifying a personal element too expansive to be trivial, a battle we all take up together in solidarity. That's very philosophical, and I completely agree. It sounds absolutely great, guys. So, from Time Out: heartfelt and often awe-inspiring, Japanese VFX wizard Takashi Yamazaki. That was the VFX artist who worked on Shin Godzilla, who is now the director, guys. So, VFX wizard Takashi Yamazaki delivers the best kaiju movie in decades. That's a big, that's a big group of words there, guys. The biggest kaiju movie in decades. Wow, that's good praise there, guys. So, from Empire Magazine: a refreshing, humanist, and nostalgic reboot of the iconic monster franchise. Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla Minus One takes the atomic lizard back to his post-war roots. Yeah, guys, they did a fantastic job with setting this movie in the correct time period for Godzilla. Godzilla kind of showing up around World War II and the events of World War II is a fantastic period of time to set a Godzilla film. And the fact that he shows up and just decimates more of Japan after they've suffered World War II and the tragedies of war, I mean, it just, wow. It's just, even talking about it, like, it kind of hits you in a human place, So, the Tribune News Service. Yamazaki take on Godzilla is a classical, utilizing the giant kaiju as a metaphor for social commentary, and his aesthetic take is classical as well, combining a retro 1940s style with cutting-edge visual effects. Yeah, guys, like I keep saying, 1940s setting with these amazing CGIs of Godzilla wrecking shop. Absolutely fantastic. Everything that you want from, a Godzilla movie. So, real views. So, Godzilla Minus One isn't just a good Godzilla movie, it's an excellent Godzilla movie, arguably among the best ever to grace the screen. Guys, some of the things that the critics are saying, the best kaiju movie in decades, arguably the best ever to grace the screen. These kind of things, these kind of, quotes, these kind of comments, it just, wow. I mean, what do you say? I mean, it's like, you don't really get any better than that, do you? I know. So, Washington Post: the result is nothing short of magical, a feast for the eyes, and entertaining, epic in every sense of the word. So, we'll read a few more here, guys. This film is a monster masterpiece, delivering a perfect combination of tension and trauma. It is a near-perfect film, only faltering in its overuse of melodrama. So, this is kind of, it's a positive review, but there's a little bit of a kind of, nitpick, kind of negative there, saying that it overuses the melodramatic kind of aspect of the movie. Obviously, it's hard for me to kind of comment on that because I haven't seen the movie as of yet, guys. But, if it's got a good human element, dramatic human element, people seem to be focusing on that in their review, saying that it's good. But this critic seems to take issue with the overuse of the melodramatic. So, that's the first kind of small negative thing I've heard about that. So, we'll finish off with this one, guys, and then we'll go over to the audience scores. Audience reviews, not audience scores. So, this great-looking, exciting, surprisingly emotional movie gets its power by setting the action in post-World War II Japan, tapping into both heart-rending despair and newfound hope. And that comes from Common Sense Media. Yeah, guys, so just overwhelming praise from the critics, apart from the last one where there was a little bit of a sort of nitpick negative comment, but overall it was a positive score still. So yeah, guys, just absolute kind of unanimous, over-the-top kind of critical praise for this movie from the critics. But let's go over, guys, and see what some of the audience are saying about this movie, and see if their reviews are just as positive as the critics. So, guys, landing over here on Godzilla Minus One audience reviews. As you can see, guys, this is verified audience, so it's been verified. They've actually gone and watched the movie, guys. So, a good movie for subtitles, although there was not enough Godzilla in the movie. There was too much focus placed on the subplots than on the main character. I suppose this was because of budget constraints, but it would have been nice to see the movie feature more of a main character. Lastly, this Godzilla was probably the most stiff one I've seen. Again, likely the result of the budget. So guys, we're actually starting off with a kind of mixed to negative review, which is kind of surprising considering we were just looking at, all these positive critic reviews. So this person was saying that the movie doesn't focus enough on, the kaiju himself, that Godzilla seems a bit stiff because of budget restraints. So it's very interesting that we're starting off with this kind of almost negative review here, guys. But it's kind of interesting to hear that, people do have some issues with the movie. It's not all, just 100% praise all the time. So we'll have to take this on board going forward, reading more reviews, guys. Yeah, Godzilla was the most stiff one I've seen. Again, most likely result of the budget. I'm not sure what they mean by stiff. They mean in terms of animation, in terms of the way that he acts or behaves. I'm not really sure what they mean when they say stiff, but we'll have to just take it as it's read. So the next one really takes you back to the monster's roots. For Americans, we see Godzilla as more of a defender and just fighting other monsters. Yeah, this is what I say about the contrast between the MonsterVerse and, Godzilla, the Japanese Godzilla from Toho. The Toho Japanese Godzilla is kind of like a force of nature. He just comes in, wrecks shop, destroys everything, doesn't care, and he's mean as hell. Whereas the MonsterVerse, the westernized version of Godzilla, is more of this kind of mythical defender of the earth, this science fiction kind of fairy tale, almost fantasy-esque kind of monster who defends humanity from other monsters. It's a very different take on the character, but they're both very, very interesting, guys. So, me and my 5-year-old enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I cannot wait for this to be available to buy, to own. Guys, that's so great that you're taking your kids to go and watch this movie. I can understand for a 5-year-old, though, it must be pretty terrifying to watch this movie. Seeing a Godzilla that looks this menacing to a 5-year-old must be pretty scary to watch on a big screen, that's for sure. But, I mean, if your 5-year-old can handle it and you think, as a parent, that is suitable for them to watch, then that's fantastic. Bringing up your kids to enjoy Godzilla on the big screen, that's absolutely great to hear, guys. So, would watch again and again. Yeah, guys, it just goes to show that if people want to do repeat viewings, go back a second, a third time, take more family, take more friends, word of mouth spreads, this movie goes on to make loads of money, and we get more of them, hopefully. So, love this movie, love it. My favorite Godzilla ever, and I am 49, beautiful work. Age is irrelevant, guys. You can enjoy Godzilla like the review that we just read. You can enjoy Godzilla when you're 5, you can enjoy it when you're 49, you can enjoy it when you're 89. It doesn't matter. Godzilla kind of appeals to people of all ages, all demographics, and that's the great thing about Godzilla. So this may be the best movie I've ever seen. That is huge words, guys. Best movie you've ever seen out of all the movies you've ever seen. And I don't speak a lick of Japanese. I was unaware the movie was only in Japanese and subtitled for English. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Bear that in mind when you go to watch it. It's a Japanese movie. There's subtitles, so prepare yourself to do a lot of reading for the subtitles. I was shocked at the heart of this film, and I was expecting a run-of-the-mill monster movie. This movie has such great acting and emotion and heart to it. That's something that we keep hearing time and time again, guys. The dramatic, the heart, the emotional aspect of it. I'm recommending this to everyone. Excellent score as well. This movie is powerful. So guys, we'll read a few more and then we'll finish off the video. Like I say, guys, you can hop on here, read the audience and critic reviews for yourself if you want to read more in depth. So, a wonderful monster movie, a really compelling human story as well. This is what we need, guys. So, from these big kaiju movies, we need the massive, crazy kaiju action wrapped in a really awesome human element story as well, where we can feel attached to the characters. We can feel a bit of heart, a bit of emotion, kind of around this kind of kaiju narrative. So by far the greatest Godzilla movie since the 1954 original. Great human story, terrifying monster story. Since the 1954 original, that's great to hear, guys. So we'll finish off on this one, guys. If you are a Godzilla fan, then this is a must-see movie. Be warned, it is a fully Japanese film with subtitles, which we were just talking about, guys. So if you aren't into that, you may want to wait for the dubbed version, but the film is worth watching this way, if you can do it. Feels a bit more authentic to me to watch it in Japanese and then read the English subtitles rather than a dubbed version. While the film is not perfect, there are quite a few things lost in translation, and there are a few choices in how it's put together that I would have done differently. It's still a great movie. Wow, this is a big review. If you just want a mindless monster movie like Legendary Pictures' Godzilla, you will likely not enjoy this one as much. This is more of a thinking man's Godzilla like the original. And I'll just finish it off there, guys, instead of reading the whole thing. So yeah, it's more of a thinking person's movie. So obviously they're saying that it's a more what's the word? It's more kind of philosophical in its approach rather than just having kind of visual noise of monsters fighting on screen. It actually has depth, human element, emotion, sadness. It actually has a compelling kind of narrative. And he's saying that it contrasts with the Monsterverse, which he feels, you know, it's just kind of on-screen monsters just fighting each other and there's not much sort of narrative to it, which I can kind of get, you know, I can kind of understand why, you know, this viewer would kind of see that. Absolutely. So that's where we are, guys. Like I say, if you want to read more, just hop onto Rotten Tomatoes yourself. You can read all the reviews you want, guys. There's a lot of them to read here if you want to read even more of them. So, guys, that's kind of where we are. Godzilla Minus One has released in the US, and the praise and the hype is just overwhelming, guys. There's a few reviewers here, you know, critics and audiences. They have a few nitpicks about the movie, you know, little things here and there. But other than that, guys, the overwhelming sort of consensus is that this film is a masterpiece. It's absolutely incredible. People are loving it. And like I say, guys, I think it's going to go on to make a ridiculous amount of money once you know, word of mouth spreads. You know, people like me making these kind of YouTube videos, word of mouth is just going to spread like wildfire. And it doesn't come out here in the UK till the 15th, like I say, guys. So the UK market is not open yet for this movie. But yeah, guys, so that's where we are. Overwhelming success, it seems, for Godzilla Minus One. And we kind of expected as much, seeing everything, you know, recently about all the praise that was coming out, you know, from Japan and everything. So, guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, comments, and opinions on this movie, guys. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. If you've seen the movie yourself in the US or in Japan, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say. But obviously, don't put any spoilers in the comments, please. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you soon.